Formosa Island, more commonly known as Taiwan, is an island located in East Asia, off the southeastern coast of China. It is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, vibrant culture, rich history, and dynamic political status. Over the centuries, Taiwan has evolved from an isolated, indigenous homeland to a global powerhouse, marked by its economic success, democratic governance, and complex geopolitical position. Geographical location and natural features. Formosa Island, Taiwan, is located between the Philippine Sea to the east and the Taiwan Strait to the west. It sits approximately 180 kilometers off the southeastern coast of mainland China, making it a significant geographical entity in the Western Pacific. The island spans about 394 kilometers in length and 144 kilometers in width at its widest point, giving it an area of around 36,000 square kilometers, making it one of the largest islands in the Pacific. Taiwan's geographical features are diverse and dramatic. The island is characterized by steep mountain ranges, fertile plains, and a coastal area dotted with beautiful beaches and cliffs. The Central Mountain Range, which runs from the north to the south of the island, is home to some of the highest peaks in East Asia, with the tallest being Yushan, Jade Mountain, standing at 3,952 meters. These mountains are interspersed with deep valleys, hot springs, and lush vegetation, contributing to Taiwan's fame as a destination for hiking and ecotourism. On the western side of the island, the plains are more extensive and are the center of Taiwan's agricultural activity. The island's central and western plains have rich alluvial soil, making them ideal for rice cultivation, as well as the growth of other crops like sugar, tea, and tropical fruits. Taiwan is also home to a number of national parks and nature reserves, including Taraco Gorge and Alishan, which attract visitors both locally and internationally due to their outstanding natural beauty. Taiwan's subtropical climate varies from tropical in the south to temperate in the north, with distinct wet and dry seasons. The island is also prone to occasional typhoons, particularly during the summer and fall months, when it experiences heavy rainfall and strong winds. History and cultural development. The history of Formosa Island dates back to the early periods of human habitation. The first known settlers of Taiwan were the indigenous Austronesian peoples, who arrived thousands of years ago. These groups had distinct languages, customs, and traditions, and they lived mostly in the mountainous regions of the island. The indigenous culture of Taiwan is diverse, with different tribes, each with its own unique practices and dialects. Taiwan was relatively isolated from the rest of the world until the arrival of foreign powers in the 17th century. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to sight the island, and they named it Ilha Formosa, meaning beautiful island, due to its lush landscapes and scenic coastlines. The Dutch and the Spanish followed, establishing colonies on the island. The Dutch occupied the southwestern part of Taiwan from 1624 to 1662, while the Spanish briefly controlled the northern part of the island. In 1662, the Ming dynasty loyalist Koxinga, Zheng Chenggong, expelled the Dutch and established the Kingdom of Tungning in Taiwan. However, this was short-lived, and by 1683, Taiwan became part of the Qing dynasty's territory. Taiwan remained under Qing control for over 2 centuries, during which time it became increasingly populated by Chinese immigrants, particularly from Fujian and Guangdong provinces. The influx of Chinese settlers led to the gradual assimilation of the indigenous population, though many indigenous cultures managed to survive in the mountainous regions. Following the First Sino-Japanese War in 1895, Taiwan was ceded to Japan under the Treaty of Shimonoseki. Japan ruled Taiwan as a colony for 50 years, during which time it underwent significant modernization. The Japanese developed the island's infrastructure, including railroads, ports, and schools, and they promoted industrialization. However, the period of Japanese rule was also marked by oppression and resistance from the native population. At the end of World War II, Taiwan was placed under the administrative control of the Republic of China, ROC, which had been established in 1912 after the fall of the Qing dynasty. Following the Chinese Civil War and the victory of the Communist Party in 1949, the ROC government, led by the Kuomintang, KMT, retreated to Taiwan, where it continued to claim legitimacy as the government of all of China, despite the establishment of the People's Republic of China, PRC, on the mainland. Political status and international relations. Taiwan's political status remains one of the most contentious issues in international relations. The island has a unique political situation, as the ROC government that retreated to Taiwan continues to operate as a separate and democratic entity. The government in Taipei exercises control over the island's internal affairs, and it has developed a vibrant economy, a functioning democracy, and a high standard of living. Taiwan has its own political system, constitution, and military, and its economy is one of the most advanced in Asia, driven by industries such as semiconductors, electronics, and manufacturing. However, the People's Republic of China, PRC, claims Taiwan as part of its territory and has consistently sought to reunify the island with the mainland. Beijing has made it clear that it intends to eventually bring Taiwan under its control, and it has used diplomatic, economic, and military pressure to isolate Taiwan on the international stage. Most countries around the world, including the United States, do not formally recognize Taiwan as an independent nation due to the PRC stance, but they maintain unofficial relationships with Taiwan, often through trade and cultural exchanges. The relationship between Taiwan and China has been a source of tension for decades, with occasional flare-ups of military tension, especially over issues such as Taiwan's international recognition and independence movements within Taiwan. Taiwan, for its part, has asserted its right to self-determination and has emphasized its distinct democratic system, which contrasts sharply with the authoritarian regime of the PRC. Economic development. Taiwan has emerged as one of the most successful economies in Asia. Its transformation from a largely agrarian society in the early 20th century to a high-tech industrial powerhouse is remarkable. In the 20th century, Taiwan's government focused on land reforms, education, and infrastructure development, which laid the groundwork for the island's economic growth. By the 1980s, Taiwan had become a global leader in industries such as electronics, information technology, and manufacturing. Today, Taiwan is home to some of the world's largest and most successful companies, including Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, which is a key player in the global semiconductor industry. Taiwan's export-driven economy relies heavily on high-tech products, including computers, smartphones, and semiconductors, and it has become a major player in global supply chains. Taiwan also benefits from a highly educated workforce, a well-developed infrastructure, and a strong entrepreneurial culture. Its economy has diversified over the years, with industries ranging from biotechnology to renewable energy. Despite its small size, Taiwan is an economic force to be reckoned with on the global stage. Culture and society. Taiwan's culture is a unique blend of indigenous traditions, Chinese influences, and modern Western elements. The island's cuisine is particularly renowned for its diversity and variety, with Taiwanese dishes such as beef noodle soup, bubble tea, and night market snacks becoming internationally popular. Taiwan is also known for its vibrant arts scene, which includes a rich tradition of literature, music, theater, and film. The island's history as a melting pot of different cultures has shaped its identity. The indigenous peoples of Taiwan have contributed significantly to the island's cultural fabric, particularly in the areas of language, art, and music. The Han Chinese immigrants brought with them a deep cultural connection to mainland China, which is reflected in the island's festivals, language, and religious practices. At the same time, Taiwan's engagement with the West, especially during the 20th century, has led to a growing influence of Western values and practices in everyday life. Conclusion. Formosa Island, or Taiwan, is a land of striking contrasts, an island with a rich indigenous heritage, a turbulent history, a thriving modern economy, and a political situation that remains unresolved. Its unique blend of traditions and innovations has shaped it into one of Asia's most dynamic and influential places. Despite its relatively small size, Taiwan has made a global impact, and its future will continue to be shaped by its geopolitical position, economic success, and cultural resilience.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.